everybody. It's 111 day, and it's 118 on 111 day, and it's like 2018. So we're all consistent here. So I'm gonna make a super special video for today because it's 111 day, and I want to show you something. All right. So I had this video yesterday about slowing it on down, and then encouragement to get a 500-piece puzzle. And I'm doing this. I did this. So check it out. 500 freaking pieces. And it's a dragon. So my kids and I are going to put this together over the next couple days. It's actually kind of a menacing puzzle. Not because it's a dragon, but because it's 500 tiny little pieces. And it looks like it's going to take some serious effort. But we're going to make it happen. I just wanted to show you guys that. If you haven't watched this video, I'm going to put a link in here to encourage you to watch it, okay? Because it's all about slowing things down and taking the time to slow down, right? So in the process of this 111 day and everything, and then this 2018 and 8 and infinite and 118 and yada yada yada, I was kind of thinking it would be cool to you know, I've got a dragon puzzle to do like a dragon channeling. And another thought that's crossed my mind is my friend Joseph Bradley. If you haven't checked out his channel, just go check out his channel. He's on the same page as me, but his style is a little bit more serious, a little bit deeper. But his channel is Joseph Bradley, Spiritual Healer and Teacher. And I did a video like a week or so ago, or probably 2 weeks ago, where I talk a little bit about how to connect with your higher self, and then made it fun, and then did a kind of a journey to connect with Joseph's higher self. I thought it was going to be like a message for humanity, but ended up being kind of a message for Joe. So I'll put a link to that out here too. This is like a smorgasbord video. And so you'll have other videos to catch up on after this one. But I think I'm going to relax. Joseph has a part of his higher self. So our higher self has many faces, many identities. And I'm not going to go into detail about why that is. But part of his infinite reflection has a really charming, very radiant dragon facade. Like a wise, ancient dragon energy. And I'm going to relax, and I'm actually going to do this as sort of a connecting with Joseph's higher self, connecting with ancient dragon wisdom, really filling in the 111 energy experience with something a little different, okay? So I'm going to relax here. And okay, there's quickly an interaction about soulmates. So Joe's definitely one of my good friends, and he means a great deal to me, so he's one of my soulmates. And I made a video as well about soulmates, which was a little bit tougher than I had anticipated it being, but it's a powerful message. And there's something here at the beginning of this that is just quietly whispering a reminder that I made a video about soulmates. And so I'm going to be making this message too is about my soulmate, my friend Joseph, and the dragon energy, and the higher self energy, and bringing in that heart, because I call his dragon side the dragon heart, because it's a lot of heart inside this dragon. And so now we're sort of adding more ingredients to the stew pot and making it even more special. Okay, so I'm just gonna relax and we'll see what happens next, okay? It's quiet. It's very quiet. But don't let the quiet deceive you. There's definitely something here. It's at rest or at peace, or it's not going to jump out and scare you. It's not necessarily sleeping. It's just, it's bigger. It's really huge. It's a really big deal. it's don't poke the sleeping bear, you know, don't poke the sleeping dragon kind of moment right now. I'm kind of feeling this one out, and there's just a massive, enormous, big time energy that is not awake, fully awake yet. There is a lot of tears inside this heart. A lot of tears that haven't been shed. Inside this dragon memory is a lot of war. Not just dragon war, but being human and fighting to the death for something you believe in wholeheartedly, or even fighting to save your best friend, fighting to save your wife or children. There's so much fighting. There's so much devastation. There's so much agony. There's so much pain. There's an infinite scream, a battle cry, a sort of a release of hopelessness. There's so many different, like, calling out noises from the heart, sounds of grief, sounds of intense, you know, courage, sounds of devastation, sounds of, but it's all in the sound of a cry, you know, a loud noise that goes out into the universe from the heart, and it is felt, and it trembles the universe itself, all in the mind of this dragon. This dragon is sleeping, but this dragon is not sleeping. He's not moving. He's not revealing himself yet. He's not showing off his power yet. He's not discovered himself truly, fully yet. His scales are golden and like golden mirrors, showing me my own reflection, helping me to discover who and what I am. Sometimes the mirrors make me angry. Sometimes the mirrors make me feel like I am a failure. Sometimes the mirrors bring out the worst sides of myself that are also crying and screaming out to the universe to help me, to hear me, to give back to me. The dragon hears me. The dragon starts to pull his head up. He kind of shakes like a dog, a wet dog in a way. He just sort of shakes his body like he's just waking up, moving himself. It's interesting because this larger than life dragon is getting smaller and smaller. It's becoming just like the size of a pet. A little pet dragon. He's getting so small that I'm not able to notice him anymore. He shows me two scenes simultaneously. One is like a kitchen. It's not a modern kitchen. It's old school kitchen, like very like a medieval kitchen or something. I just see a wooden table. It looks like a hand carved type of item with some types of stools or benches. There's something very kind of rough or hand carved about it all. It's like a dirt floor that's beaten down so it's not dusty. There's like a place where there would be a stew pot, like a chimney space. It feels like a long time ago. Feels like there's children here and there's a family going to sit down for a meal. But at the same time, I also see what is in the dragon's mind, and from the dragon's mind is projected this space. And I'm not seeing the family. It's just sort of like an odd memory that's going so fast that you can't even see the people moving through. But what always remains is the table and the chairs. I can always tell there's sort of a rugged, kind of hand-carved wooden table and chairs. That's what it feels like. A little bit rougher. It's not eloquently designed. It doesn't have a wood stain or a finish to the wood. I see what is the remnants of like a beaten dirt floor, but it's not dusty. The dragon rolls over to another side and he's sort of dreaming again. But he also feels kind of lost in these deep reminiscings. How quickly time passes, he says. I sat down at this table so many times, and now I just want to sit down at this table again. He says this is a lifetime that I miss. There was one thing you could always count on. It was the family. The family was always there to support each other. He sheds a tear because he cannot enter into that life. So we're just feeling the deepness of this experience. He looks at me and he asks me, how do I enter into this lifetime? How do I enter into this experience if it is already over? He shows me himself as a very massive dragon who couldn't even step foot in a tiny house like this. He would just crush it under the weight of his hand. He says, I cannot be human if I am a dragon. How am I supposed to enter into this home? How am I supposed to sit down on that chair? How am I supposed to rekindle these memories with my family? He sheds a tear and he says, I just can only dream about it. I can only feel it inside of my heart. I miss this place. His heart is deep. His heart possesses a great many memories and deep feelings about lifetimes. There's a complication because he's not a dragon in this lifetime. He's a man. But he still possesses the same heart as the dragon. But this time he actually can fit into a human-sized home and sit down at a table and eat a meal with his family. Whereas his dragon version would crush that home. He is hoping that you, Joseph, will manifest memories for him that are full of love and happiness, that remind him of this time when you could count on the meal and the family to support each other. The family was always supporting each other. There was always a good meal to eat. Even if they didn't have a great deal of wealth, it still feels like a cozy space. It feels good enough. It feels warm. It feels like plenty. He asks you, what is your opinion of plenty in this lifetime? He says, is it the same plenty that you possessed in this other lifetime? He says, is a home with a dirt floor good enough for you? Is a home with a wooden table that's roughly carved good enough for you? He asks, what would be good enough for you? Just a long pause. He wants you to let go of an inspiration to... It's a natural, it has to do with down to earth peacefulness. I can't explain it. It's not about being greedy or not greedy. It's not about wanting more or feeling like I don't have enough. But it's about an odd appreciation for a time that seems so distant from the way we live our lives today. Like, what human being in their right mind would be cozy in a house that has a dirt floor? But there's something about the energy of this space that it's going to open a little treasure box inside your heart and awaken you to something far simpler than you ever imagined that you could appreciate so much as this. It is already known by you, but it has to be presented once more in this way, is the way it is sharing itself. The dragon puts Joseph in this home like it's a little dollhouse, but it's a real human house with a fire and everything. And there you are, Joseph. He's sitting you down at the table. His heart starts to glow as he sees you sitting at the table, being a part of this moment, so he too can be a part of this moment once more. He's slowing things way down so you can see your children. He's slowing things down even further so you can sit down at the table and you can take in the smell of a fresh home-cooked meal. You can enjoy seeing your children sitting across the table from you. There's sort of a flickering image of a companion. It's really about the feeling connected with your children and sharing a meal with them. You move from across the table to sit right next to them. You look at your children for a long time. It feels like time is standing still. It's interesting because your children and you all merge as one sort of bright light. In this home also, everything starts to sort of merge together. You're taken to a new scene. This is a bit odd, because the sky is made out of a purple sort of flickering light. There are different versions of like old oak trees. They're a little more crooked looking, a thicker bark growing. The grass seems to be the same, but the land, it just feels like bonier or rougher around the edges, not smooth or soft. This very intense sky. There's a woman with extremely large eyes. She looks human, but she also has unusual features. Her hair is blowing in the breeze. She has like grays and brown, in what is like a curly, it's not curly, but it's like wavier hair. It's thick and wavy and long. She's wearing very little. some very little, just a little bit of fabric to cover her. It's kind of white and a little dusty. She kind of reminds me of like some type of magical sorceress, enchantress from some type of unusual forest. It totally has like a fantasy effect to it. A real fantasy effect. She has purple eyes, violet eyes. She's seductive. She carries a very large sword that also has a purple jewel in it. She is very seductive. She has very like loud sounding sexual vibration that comes from her. She rides a white horse. She is not wearing underwear. That is extremely noticeable. She feels at one with the animal. She's riding a large white horse through a field with this sword. The sword is almost like a spirit guide to her. It gives her life direction and purpose. She has an ancient energy about her, a fire to her nature. As she rides the horse, time changes and her hair turns pure white. The sky changes as well. Different flames are in the sky. The purple one is so beautiful. It feels like she is riding for a lifetime and never reaches a place of peace or rest. It feels absent of love. It feels like it's constantly focuses on fighting and courage and bravery and magic as well. There's a cunning energy about it, but I don't feel the softness and tenderness of love. It just feels very focused on these harsher natures. The horse too is wise. The horse too possesses an ancient soul. They also feel as one. Her soul, the horse's soul, her sword, they all feel as one. One energy. And they work together as one, even if they are separated. They are all together as one. She says she never leaves the horse, always runs, and when the time comes, she is free from her body. She lets it go. I see her in the air. She is now the breeze is blowing. Her ferocious bravery is part of the wind that blows. It touches the strands of the hair of a man that she caresses with her breezes. A hand touches the side of his face and her breeze gives him a kiss on the lips. He is alone. He is a solitary man standing at the edge of a cliff. He feels solitary and he feels alone. He remembers a time when he had wings where he could fly, but this time he is without wings. How is he to fly in a world such as this, barren and desolate? He feels his wings have been ripped from him in a world where nobody is in reverence or honor or appreciating the sacredness of the soul or of creation, of the Mother Earth, of the sky, of the stars. The world is exactly as it is, exposing what is like a virus that degrades us. He asks me where his spirit lies. the passionate, ferocious, brave woman who became a part of the wind. He feels none of her freedoms. The ancient wise dragon, the powerful dragon. How can I become that which I once was? Now I see you, Joseph, longing to be the dragon where the dragon longs to be the man. The dragon appreciates the simple pleasures. He loves the dirt floor very much. He could rest by this firelight for hours. He could adore the peaceful sounds of his children playing. At a time when they played together make-believe instead of on tablets, something of this kind. He sheds a tear about this. He remembers again a time when all of these sounds of cries out to the universe, battle cries, cries of loss, cries of bravery, cries of all different kinds. He wants to know if you're ready for him to awaken yet. He says, do you even have a clue what that means? If the dragon wakes inside of your heart, do you know what that means? He says, I am patient for a reason. He shows me that once the dragon awakens, you will have wings and they will take you places. They will lift you off your feet. They will give you cunning. They will help you ride like the wind. There's something about a divine feminine essence that you are to merge with. It's a part of your soul. It is this female. It is something that you've it's like a part of you that you haven't integrated with fully yet. And it's feminine. And it's in the color purple. It's in the violet color. She's quite she's awesome. She's very wise. She's seductive. She is brave. She is strong. She is also peaceful. And she longs to bring peace to your heart so you can stop running and crying these battle sounds out to the universe. So you can fully merge with the peacefulness. That life can be simple joys. Because yes, Joseph, you can appreciate the dirt floor. She says, did you think that I would not have known the answer to that question? Did you think that the universe did not know the answer to that question? Did you feel offended that it was asked? Whether or not you would appreciate the dirt floor. She says that she likes to offend you sometimes in order to conk you on the head so that you can realize that you already know the answer to the question. Stop asking these questions and know that you already know the answer. She's trying to get through to you. She's trying to be a lightning bolt inside your heart. It's sort of like giving you CPR to awaken you to all that you are. And she will not let this dragon sleep. She's tired of sleeping dragons. She goes and sort of like roughly kicks the dragon along the side and says, get up, you. tired of you sleeping around all day. The dragon is sort of like a timid creature, like a... It's sort of like the type of scene where you have somebody in a dungeon who's about to get tortured again, and then you have like an evil sort of guard that comes and kicks them and tells them to get up. That's kind of the way the scene is, but it's all sort of to reveal the intensity or its time. You don't get a choice. You will get up. I'm not putting up with this anymore. But the dragon doesn't. The dragon chooses to continue sleeping in the shadows. She looks at me and she looks at you, Joseph, and she says, "What am I to do?" She walks out the door and she says, "Only the dragon can choose to wake up. Only the man then too can choose to awaken to who and what he truly is. I know who I am, and I'm going to continue to ride my horse, and I'm going to ride like the wind. I'm free." She becomes the wind, but also a lightning bolt. And she becomes a violet flame. That's it. That's everything. Still a bit kind of immersed in this. So that's the 111 message. Again, I was hoping it would be like a channeled message for humanity, but it's more like a psychic wisdom session. It's really to share a message with Joseph. It's amazing because there are many spiritual teachers out there, and I'm not ashamed to say that I will be growing and developing and learning for the rest of my life. We are all in a process of awakening, and how far can you awaken? I mean, seriously. Some people feel like awakening is in a single moment. You awaken, all your life you will be awakening. And you'll be awakening more and more and more to all that you are, and without resistance, being truly yourself, being free to express yourself fully from the heart, on a spiritual level, even on a level that's changing lives as well as your own, because you are free to be all that you are. We all need these messages. We all need this. That's all I can share. Dragons. 500-piece puzzles. Take the time to slow down and do a puzzle. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for supporting my channel. If you want to do a one-on-one session with me, please visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day.